There will be bourbon is not tonight. I screw this up every time. The more shows we do, the worse I get. It's the opposite of like any other thing that you do. The more you practice, the better you get. Not this, but it's actually There Will Be Banter. And thanks to the wonderful ability for her to connect her phone not once, not twice, but 3 times, the lovable, gun-toting liberal, fresh off on fresh off on you should follow her on Instagram. Fresh off of wonderful vacation is Veronika Lopez. How are you, ma'am?
Excellent.
First show with the new hairstyle. Show it off.
It is. If you don't follow me on Insta, I shaved half of my head.
And where can they follow you on Instagram?
It's it's Veronika, Brrronika.
There you go. Makes total sense. You'll find her. Look her up. And then coming in fresh out of the the Corey G fan club. What's up, Corey G? We've got Ben Bridge, the Australian eye candy. How are you, sir? Ready to throw double fingers up?
I'm fantastic. I was super happy to get a shout out from my homie and the YouTube comment that big ups to Corey G. Thanks, bro.
What up, Corey G? Hey, look, just so you know, to address your comment, I do appreciate you watching, number one. Ron is always invited. That is a decision that is, I don't know if it's above my pay grade, but it's definitely not my decision to make. He's not here. Ben is. We're going to roll with the Australian eye candy because he tastes great and it's less filling, kind of like bourbon.
Bro, did you just say he tastes great?
I said, yeah, I did. Actually, you're right. I did. You know what? And I'm going to own it because it's glass number 3 because we had to wait forever for you to start up. So this is what you get. Usually the show's over at this point. So here we are.
I'm sorry. Right.
And then if you notice the background, we have the wonderful defense reporter. She's in my home zip code almost, kind of. No, not really. Area. No, she's in the area. She's in the AO.
The East Bay.
She's in the East.
The East Yay area.
This is not a gang sign. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that.
Oh no. This is how I get canceled finally.
Welcome to the party, man. Let's do this. Let's get canceled. So Kristina Wong, how are you, madam?
Hey, I'm great.
Nice fitness studio you're in. I see.
Yep. I'm in an Airbnb. It's super creepy. Giant, and I hear all these like creaky noises, but what can you do? And no alcohol, so I'm forced to just drink Dasani water tonight.
You're staying in a haunted house sober?
Oh,
girl. Yeah, that's a horrible idea.
That ain't it.
Well, she's drinking Dasani water, which is basically filtered crap water, just so you know.
It's bottled municipal water.
That's you either drink spring water or you're just drinking something that's beneath you on a sidewalk, just so you know.
I hope California water is
I think it's great
and clean.
It's way better than Florida water, what I grew up drinking. That stuff that's rough. California water's great. I think it tastes great. Anyway. All right. So we got a few things to get into. It's been a few weeks. A lot of things have ebbed and flowed over the past few weeks without us being on here. But the one thing that I wanted to get into, because it tends to be something that's going on every day, is the ongoing executive orders coming out of the White House. It depends where you look. I mean, my count based off of a source through Market Watch, who annotates everyone and how they affect an individual market, is they have him at 55 so far. Another site I saw had him at 61. Now, for the purpose of being transparent here, I don't want to make it seem like President Biden is the only person to ever do executive orders, because the guy that he just replaced, he did the most executive orders in the history of a 4-year term with 220. So executive orders are something that was not always a popular thing to do in the presidency. It has taken on a little bit more of late. But if you want to look at someone who was a rock star with the executive orders real quick, let's just go back to FDR, who did 3,721. That's pretty crazy if you think about it. But anyway, all right, enough of that. So anyway, that's where we're at. I don't want it to seem like, hey, President Biden's the first one to be doing this, but 55 and less than the first 55 days in office, right? And then at the same time, my biggest thing with that and why I bring it up is because when you have essentially the House, the Senate, and the presidency, why the rush to do so many executive orders? And I know Biden supporters will say he's undoing policies, not enacting new law, but still, I think we should. I always prefer going the route of the House, the Senate, and then making something into law. But that's me. So, Christine, I know I said I was going to come to you first because I know you read up so much on this, but I'm actually going to come to Ben because let's get the Australian eye candy. I want Corey G to get his first view of the eye candy right here.
His fucking
right
rage,
now.
his online rage boner.
Damn it! I'm turning this off.
Get it, Kenny G. Or go Kenny G.
Kenny G.
Whatever. My bad, dude.
All good.
So my review of this today was that a lot of those executive orders, or they're not all necessarily, you must do something. Some of them are proclamations that are just sort of like, hey, this is a good idea. So it's not like it's some Machiavellian scheme from my quick look today that he's trying to, usurp the usual passage of law in the country. And a bunch of them, from my quick look, it looked like about 30% of the things he'd actually signed as an order to do something. A lot of them are around a COVID response. So, I mean, I'm on the fence. The ones that are about COVID, I think needed to be done. I think that the previous administration lagged behind a lot on trying to force through activities that needed to be done to protect the citizens of the country from the pandemic. And then there's some others that I look at and go, these are a bit sus. So I don't think necessarily the whole he's hit 55 in the first 55 days is as big a deal as it seems on the surface of just those numbers, because a lot of them are just like, hey, kind of try and be nice to people kind of edicts, as opposed to, I'm going to come and take every second dog from your neighbor's house, and
that's got to go over. That's got to go over poorly in your household. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I got 4 right now. By the way, if anybody, I've got a foster. If anybody wants to adopt a hound, Rufus is a great dog.
Oh, so, Rufus is on the chopping block.
He was a euthanasia dog. He was gonna be euthanized, and we pulled him from the shelter, and now I'm fostering a hound.
Okay, well, that's a lovely transition for you to pick up.
So Biden can't have him. Poor Woofus.
Poor Woofus. We'll see what's on the executive order agenda tomorrow. You never know. Might be coming for a hound near you.
Oh no, 2021 is shaping up to be shit already. It's already. The fucking volcano exploded. Texas.
Yeah, where was that volcano?
Frozen.
I saw some crazy pictures.
Sicily.
Was it? Oh,
yeah,
shit.
Mount Etna.
Damn. Yeah, I saw some soldier on Twitter posting. It's like, am I about to get Pompeyed? I'm like, because a soldier is going to be the one to be like standing in front of a fucking erupting volcano just to make some smart ass comment on the internet.
What was that one Pompeian like? God, it was like maybe it was something on like E-Bombs World. Who knows? It might have been fake, but I remember, right? I had a whole discussion about that at work today. But it's like, I think it was like one dude and it was like jerking off or whatever. He got caught in like the ash and like frozen like that in time. That would be
it honestly, if we're gonna be honest, it probably happened. Yeah, it probably happened.
Yeah, somebody was definitely jerking off at that time. Like, I've got to get one last one in. Like,
fuck it, I'm going out. I'm single. This is how we're going out.
Going out with a bang.
Where's the local wench when you need her? You know what I mean?
Centurion life. This derailed quickly. Sorry, guys.
Well, as it should, because why not?
Meanwhile, I'm here with my Dasani water.
Your under sidewalk tunnel water straight from the local BART station.
Girl, I'm so sorry you have to do this sober this week.
Yeah, Ben said he's been drinking since like 3:00 my time. That's 5 hours ago almost. So he looks fine. I don't know if he was.
Well, in Ben's defense, we were celebrating. So our other roommate passed his flight exam today. So he's putting his flight warrant packet together, and he passed his test. So
he passed the SIFT.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, cool. Because that's where most people fuck up.
No, he passed it. Yeah, he passed it today. So super excited for him. His test got pushed like fuck, Ben, how many times because of COVID and then his like super awesome chain of command.
Can we fly helicopters remotely yet? since it's not safe to be inside. No.
They're called drones.
Exactly. Let's just get rid of helicopters. That's not social distancing inside the cockpit. Is it called a cockpit in a helicopter? I didn't know if that was just a plane thing.
Don't assume it's hardware.
Control box. I don't know. Anyway, did you have anything on the orders, Veronika, or you just want to move on to Kristina? Look at her.
No, so with the executive orders, I mean, honestly, just kind of just echoing what Ben said, I agree with him. Ultimately, like a lot of this is policy reversal, which is expected with the previous administration, and a lot of the like turbulence we've had over the last, you could say 4 years, but really like 20 something years, right? 20 plus years of, just political turbulence. But a lot of it's like policy reversal. And then the rest of it's really about, from the account that I looked at, was a coronavirus response. And then the other two were immigration, and only 2 of those were new executive orders. The other 8 regarding immigration were policy reversal. So, yeah. I think that more executive orders and related to COVID probably should happen. Like we need shit to happen. Like we need shit to move. Like I'm ready to take a motherfucking vacation and like.
Again, you just came off. We just saw, again, go to Veronika on Instagram.
Does Colorado count though? I mean, I'm talking about like,
I drove through Colorado and spent the night there on a little trip. And I thought Colorado was a pretty beautiful place. I don't know much about it, but what I saw looked nice. No?
Yeah, I'm talking about getting like.
Yeah, but remember that Veronika's bougie. She wants to go back to Milan and Sicily to go hang out and see the jerking off guy at Pompeii.
I'm trying to go see. Yeah, I'm trying to go see some. I'm trying to go see some frozen masturbators in time, like. History, man. History, man. Get some fucking culture.
All right, Kristina, feel free to wade into these Dasani-fueled waters.
God, I can't believe I just wanted to.
According to you, is gonna give me fumes anyway, right? Because it's I hope
water.
You got that. So if I start seeing ghosts, I'm gonna blame it on the water. I'm gonna be like, I'm drinking some really funky stuff. So
make sure to mention that when you call 911.
Oh God. You guys aren't helping. So I'm in this creepy house because my parents got vaccinated and they got their second dose, and I'm just here just in case something happens. But so I didn't read a ton about executive orders, but so I agree with Ben and Veronika. It is mostly policy reversals. It's signaling. So for instance, Biden reversed Trump's transgender policy. And there's no policy yet. The military is telling all the transgender recruits, you might know this, Eric, but
For the record, before the order, after the order, there's never been a line just outside the door waiting. That's all my thing.
What?
No. Average Americans who are qualified, it doesn't matter. There's no line outside any recruiter's door anywhere in America. Just saying.
Yeah, true.
Transgenders want to come serve, by all means. Hey, the door's open, and I don't see anybody outside it any day. I don't know. I'm just saying.
So I read that recruiters are, and folks are just like, nothing's changed yet. This is more like, hey, we're gonna reverse this, but nothing's happened. So hey, don't go and do anything. Don't go apply for your transition. Don't do this. Just wait. Just wait till everything's all kind of settled out. And I every time Biden does something now, I always run it through past my fiance, who, as you guys know,
big Biden honk.
a Biden hugger. He's not. Yeah, he was not a Trump fan. So every time Biden does something, I go, "Oh, look at this! What do you think about that? Whatever Biden does that is kind of lame." So it's been like the executive orders in under 55 days. And, you can compare it to Trump. Trump at this time didn't have as many. However, Biden ran on not being Trump. His whole thing is, I'm not like this guy, yet he's doing all these executive orders. And so
I don't think that was the.
So I told. So
that was the part of the Trump administration he was trying to separate himself from.
So I ran this past Aaron, and Aaron said, he kind of disagrees with Biden, but in this very like stately way that he would not have with Trump. With Trump, he would have been like, "Oh, he's a moron," blah blah blah. But with Biden, he goes, I would have preferred for him not to issue so many executive orders because he ran on unity and, trying to bring together members of Congress and trying to pass these things. So
unity.
But how do we bring together the members of Congress if they're flying off to fucking Cancun?
Oh, anybody can get on a plane in Texas right now and go to Cancun if they want.
That's not true.
Pretend.
I have coworkers whose families are trapped in fucking Austin, Texas.
It's the same people who are outraged at fucking Cruz are the same people who think Newsom's not for fault in California when the wildfires hit every year. Like, let's not blame random politicians for the fucking weather.
Why can't they both be accountable? Newsom
because they're not. Like, Cruz can't stop a snowstorm. And Newsom can't stop the fucking state from catching fire every year.
No, he can stop a vacation from happening. He had control over the optics.
Who cares when he goes on vacation? Optics is such a. I hate that term.
His state is frozen.
It doesn't. What's he gonna do?
And optics matter for the same.
What's he gonna do? The only time the word optics should be used is when we're going to a fucking range and we're trying to qualify. The term optics in politics is stupid. I don't care how any of it looks. If you're on vacation, go be on vacation, bro. You can't melt the snow.
No, dude, because the same reason that we got on Nancy Pelosi for fucking getting her hair done during a pandemic.
It's entirely different. That's bypassing a mandate as opposed to I'm going on vacation that may have already been.
No, it's being an insensitive and tone deaf piece of shit.
Do you think he booked that vacation the morning the snowstorm hit, or it was booked in advance?
You think that he couldn't have sent another relative to go to fucking Cancun? I'll tell you right now, chickens are
Why are politicians held to this arbitrary standard of they need to cancel everything to show that they're there?
They need to be there to do their job.
To do what? What does he need to physically be in Texas for to do?
Dude, it's not about him being physically in Texas.
He can't do anything.
Him taking a vacation.
How come no one cares about the actual governor of the state? I haven't heard one word about Governor Abbott. He's the governor. What's the fucking state? What's the senator going to do to the snow?
It has nothing to do with that. Absolutely nothing.
It does. I don't care what politicians do when a national emergency or disaster hits. They can't stop Mother Nature.
For the exact same reason when shit goes down in the military and the commander's like, you know what? I had leave scheduled, so
no, that is not the same at all. That's not the same.
First sergeant, you got this.
I was waiting for. Hey, you know what? Hey,
I'm gonna go fucking jerk off.
I'm gonna
99% of us would rather our first sergeant got it. I mean, let's just be honest.
I'm gonna weigh in here real quick.
Have 3 bourbons before the podcast, at least.
What?
She said I need to always have 3 bourbons before the podcast.
He is fired up.
The tiebreaker. It's the Babylon Bee, and it's the headline is "Don't worry, old Ted's coming back. He's gone down to Cancun to lasso the sun." So if you want the real scoop, check out the Babylon Bee.
Mexicans stealing all the job and stealing all the heat. And
why do Mexicans have to have all the good weather? Does it snow in Mexico? What the fuck?
No, the snow Mexicans are the Canadians. Don't be ignorant. Don't be ignorant.
I'm sorry. Sorry, snow Mexicans up there as America's
the Canadians.
America's hat is what the Canadians are.
Today's the day. I'm sorry. I've been drinking. I had a lot of.
Let's go.
The COVID vaccine. I got that today.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Blame it on the COVID vaccine. See, this is what it does, America, right here.
A fucking microchip that Microsoft and George Soros implanted into me today. It's not.
Did you get a little card, or did they?
Yeah,
did they
I did.
update your little shot record or what?
A little CDC card that has my fucking vaccine number.
That's going to be your paper now, right? So you can travel?
Yeah, that's going to be my shit flying through the airport. Being like,
forget that real ID. You better have that 19 vaccine, dog.
Right.
That's funny.
That COVID vaccine.
I mean, that's kind of where we're at, I guess,
We did that shit in the 90s, having vaccination cards and shit going into specific countries. That's nothing new. We're just going back to the same.
Do you remember when they actually when did you join? Ben probably remembers. I don't know if Australia, I'm sure Australia did too. Well, I mean, they gave us physical shot cards to carry around, but I don't.
Yeah, I had one, a little yellow card, immunization card.
And it folds out like that. Yeah.
Yep.
I have it somewhere. I don't, but then, they ruined everything for soldiers when they transitioned to everything being online. Like there's no accountability for shit anymore. It's like, oh no, I guess I'll go check my MedPro. No, you used to have to carry that shit with you and prove that you had it. You don't just get to log in. The internet's down. Show me your shot record.
The VA has so many problems.
Back in my day,
piece of paper.
I've gotten 16 of the phase 1 anthrax shots.
I'm tired of this damn anthrax vaccine. Proves you took it, sir. My arm burned off. That's how I proved I had it.
He's literally just fucking so. Oh my god, yeah. Oh, the VA.
Nah, go, bro. Did you hear? Oh, if you listened to Casey's story last week about the VA, that was great.
Casey Gray.
Yeah, what a fabulous organization the VA continued. Like people have been complaining about the VA since I joined 19 years ago. So who knows how long ago that shit's been started.
Whoa.
Yeah, my dad just recently got benefits for the Vietnam War, I think.
That's
just
fucking
last year. Last year. In the 60s. In the late 60s.
Oh,
It worked.
God.
I'm gonna
See,
say they were
these are real first world problems. Everyone jokes about first world problems. These are first world problems. We're still getting benefits from 3 wars ago. What y'all know about that? Third worlders, nothing. Just masturbating in front of volcanic explosions and shit. That's all you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you're doing. Sitting on the sidelines, waiting to
just
become,
sitting on the sidelines, jerking off in front of a volcano.
just waiting to become
The whole new
permanently
the whole new
entombed
meaning
in
to the
ash.
burn pit, though, doesn't it?
It's the same thing, Ben.
That is.
Centurions would have the burn pit all the way back then. It's still happening today.
That's what it is. Like, you guys think that volcano is going to be a problem? Nah, we're good. We're good.
You know what? Now I think that's what I'm gonna start. Like anytime I have a fucked up moment where I'm like, this is it. I'm just gonna be like, this is my Vesuvius masturbation moment, and nobody's gonna know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I totally can see that, actually.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna sit there and just do the
That's
1,000 yard
Veronika.
stare.
Yeah. What's Veronica doing under her
No.
desk? She's
This
having
is-
her moment.
This is my
Leave her be.
Vesuvius. I'm just gonna just send it.
Send
Vesuvius
it.
masturbation.
Full send.
Full
Oh,
send.
God. And I'm gonna report on it someday.
That's it.
Veronika.
I mean, I'm not gonna be around. I'm gonna be dead. So I'm gonna be frozen in a fucking museum somewhere, being laughed at by a bunch of middle schoolers.
And here's Veronica. She had the COVID vaccine, and shortly thereafter, a volcano erupted in North Carolina. It was amazing.
Mons pubis volcanus over here is what we call this piece.
How's it going there, Ben?
I know. Here you. Sorry, I'm an idiot.
I'm just amazing how hard this went off the rails tonight.
This is what happens when we start 30 minutes after I start drinking.
Bruh.
Usually I time it just as we're starting, but here we are, and this is where we're at. So that's going to bring us to, because look, this is not meant to be an homage, right? It's not meant to be like I'm holding a vigil. I just wanted to acknowledge the passing of Rush Limbaugh. Okay?
Aw.
Nah,
So-
nah, nah,
Yeah.
nah,
And look, oh my God, that's awful. See, this is my thing.
Fuck
Did
you.
any of us do this when Ruth Bader Ginsburg died? No,
Why
we didn't
why
do
would
this.
you? Ruth Bader Ginsburg wasn't a racist, homophobic.
Oh,
misogynist
Can I
hypocrite.
hold on before you? Can I just stop it for 4 seconds, man? And we don't know that.
You got 50 years of footage to prove
All
you
right.
wrong.
All right. So my point is, yes, Rush Limbaugh passed. Started in actually out here in Sacramento. Got his start in 1988. Yeah, local guy. But anyway,
Into his shoes.
what's that?
You need to be the next Rush.
Oh my God, I'm not smart enough. Number one, and no one takes me seriously. That's the difference. All right. So people actually took Rush seriously. I'm who looks at There Will Be Bourbon and is like, you know what? That looks like a voice of reason right there. I'm gonna follow that guy. Where are you gonna follow me to? The bar that we can't
You
even
have
go
like
to?
200
Thanks a lot,
and, you
Newsom.
have like 200 plus subscribers on YouTube.
Seriously,
I'd
you're
be
right.
careful.
I am building. This is a groundswell.
There you go.
We are building a movement.
Underground.
Just
Grassroots.
remember,
Grassroots
he's,
movement.
he's
That's
losing
true.
a subscriber after this episode.
Yeah, please make sure to subscribe after this episode. Because look, in all fairness, Rush Limbaugh was fired 4 times before he became Rush Limbaugh. So maybe I'm onto something. I don't know. All I know is I'm taking the 3 of you with me. Let's go to the volcano top. No, nobody's coming with me.
We've already established I'm at the bottom jerking off. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm not on the ride.
Where's Veronika?
It's
rubbing
it
one
sounds
out.
like effort
Again?
for me
What
to,
the
like,
fuck?
walk up. I'm gonna chill at the bottom just drinking.
You have a better idea
It's
than
just gonna be it's just gonna be me and Kristina hiking Mount Diablo, like we're gonna hopefully do on Saturday. That's great. You guys should come on out. But anyway, yes. So Rush died, and the reason I bring it up is because he was the first person I actually spent a few hours listening to, where I could actually listen to, like the Hannitys of the world. I just my eyes roll out of the back of my head, and that's with everyone from both sides. Rush wasn't like that. And that was just, he was probably the one that kind of brought me over to the conservatism side in my mid-20s, because I was a fucking raging liberal like Veronika once upon a time.
What happened?
I went to Iraq.
Come back to
That's
the
what
light.
happened. No, fuck no. God, no.
I've been to Iraq and Syria and Afghanistan and Turkey and Jordan. And I'm
Look,
still a fucking
hey,
liberal.
I, as a guy who has voted for John Kerry and Barack Obama in his lifetime, I am not going back.
Your options weren't great at those times.
When have the options been great? We're always, it's like I said, by default, we are 50-50. That sucks. That's great. No matter what. Doesn't matter what the issue is. Veronika's going to masturbate during a fucking volcanic explosion. I love it. Why is she doing that? That's where we're at in this world.
Free country.
Exactly. So anyway, we're not covering anything about Rush. Rest in peace. And the only reason I bring that up, I say rest in peace, is because within 5 minutes of him dying,
rest in piss.
Why is that trending? That's fucking ridiculous.
He's a shitbag.
He's not. The dude raised tens, almost hundreds of millions of dollars for charity and all the shit that dude did for his life. No, we're not going to do that. We need to raise the bar for people who we don't like because we don't think like them. We need to raise the bar on who's a bad person in this country. Because right now the bar is super fucking low. Okay. And I'm just saying, I don't think Rush Limbaugh was the guy who deserves to be labeled a horrible person. That should mean something. You know who a horrible person is? Richard Ramirez. Did you watch that Night Stalker documentary? That's a horrible person.
No, that's a fucking sociopath who's a clinical.
Also a horrible person. Is he not a horrible person?
There's a difference. Okay.
Look at Kristina. I love watching her reaction.
I like watching your sobriety speaks
like flashbacks.
I just think the term horrible person should mean a little bit more.
I would like to enumerate my thought process on this, right?
Please do, because I need to fucking enumerate my glass.
Do it.
I will.
So when it comes
to, not because you're telling me to.
Look, you're a strong, independent man. You don't need me to tell you what to do.
Thank you, Veronika. I appreciate that.
Look, I fundamentally believe in having friends and a social circle of people that think differently than me, right? Like, you're never gonna think outside of the box with everybody being in a fucking echo chamber. I've been in the military.
Did you hear that, Mill Twitter?
Yeah, so I've been in and around the military for the last 11 years of my life. I was in nonprofit work before that. Like, I grew up in Southern California where it's...
No, you have legit credentials.
So like,
that's why you're here. For those who don't know,
so
that's why she's here.
I have friends that are all walks of life. Eric, you and I think very differently on a lot of things. Ben and I think very differently on several subjects. Kristina, you and I have also disagreed and agreed on several things throughout this podcast, right? So like, my issues with Rush Limbaugh have zero to do with the fact that we think differently. It's the fact that he, one, isn't funny. I don't find him funny. Like, I don't find
he's not a comedian.
Man. No, but a lot of his followers defend his shtick or his entire like.
Can I ask you one thing? Because I want you to make these points. But can I ask you one thing? Did you ever listen to?
I did to Rush Limbaugh. Yeah,
That's what I want people to do. I just want
you because nails on a chalkboard. I don't find his brand.
But you did listen to an entire show before, right?
I couldn't get through an entire show, but I have listened to him. The same way that I can't listen to Sean Hannity's entire fucking shtick.
I hate Sean Hannity.
Tucker Carlson, or oh god, who was the fucking asshole that got fired off Fox for her? Like, turns out that he was molesting women.
Wasn't that?
He was another fucking Fox News darling. God, what was that guy's name?
Bill. Was it Bill?
Bill. Fuck.
That
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
The guy who says doing it live, right?
We're doing it live. Yeah. Bill O'Reilly. There we go.
Bill O'Reilly,
Yeah.
right? Who was another
All right,
one.
I'm gonna need some left-wing examples, Veronica. I need you to get some balance in here because I can name plenty that I can't fucking stand.
Oh God, who's God? What I
Rachel
blank on his
Maddow.
name.
Let's start.
Rachel Maddow is annoying to me.
Thank
the
you.
one that's the absolute worst is what's his face with the white hair.
Anderson Cooper.
No, not Anderson Cooper. No.
He's got white hair.
He's on
Matt Lauer.
MSNBC.
Matt Lauer have like a little button in his office that he would push to lock the door behind women who would come in?
Oh, look, all these people are just
So
they're the
gross.
worst. They're the worst of us.
Disgusting.
Yeah, see, that's gross.
A lot of
That's right. No, there were a bunch
Media
of
superstars are the worst of America. That's what I've figured out.
Oh my God, what? Now I'm gonna.
A dude with white hair that's not Anderson Cooper? Who's
He's
that?
obnoxious. He's loud, and I hate him. And he's
What
on
network?
MSNBC. MSNBC. He had a talk show also.
Don King. No, wait, no, that's CNN.
Wolf Blitzer? No, he's CNN.
No.
There's
I'm Googling MSNBC white hair.
I saw my white hair. MSNBC white men. It'll come up.
Oberman.
Keep
Keith
that
Olbermann? Oh, that guy is
what
awful.
a fucking obnoxious piece of
That
fucking.
guy was like, that dude was sports for me growing up as a teenager. Like, I love that dude on Sports Center.
But so was Rush Limbaugh. He was on ESPN. Like,
Well, yeah, that was very
that's
short
where they
lived.
got their fucking start. Yeah, because he got fired for
That was
making
short-lived.
racist comments about a black quarterback.
I mean, the comment, if you go back into the era of when that took place, it's not racist. He said the media was invested in a black quarterback being successful. And that was also based around the same time Jamarcus Russell, a black quarterback, the #1 overall pick, was a complete, absolute fucking bust. There was plenty of examples of black quarterbacks at that time not panning out, just like white quarterbacks. It's not a racist statement.
I would say that you could dismiss maybe one or two comments in the 80s if he didn't continue to make fucked up comments through the 90s, the early 2000s, up until his fucking death a couple days ago. The dude has a history of making completely fucked up and insensitive comments under the guise of humor. And that's my problem with him. Okay. So, joking that Michael J. Fox had Parkinson's, having an entire segment in the 80s about like basically reveling in AIDS patients dying to, you know, the tune of that Gloria, whatever the fuck song. Oh God.
Gloria Gaynor?
Yeah. Yep.
Song?
I will never love again, or I'll never love like that again, or whatever the fuck that. The segment's awful, by the way. You guys can listen to it. All the shit's archived,
The
right?
song in my head is hilarious based
It's
on
terrible.
what you just said.
But like the thing is, that's my issue with him, right? And so I only encourage his followers to the same thing. Hey, if you guys think that his brand of radio talk show hosting is funny or it's comedic, or you know what, keep that same energy, because the liberals right now making fun of his fucking death as karma for being a fucking piece of shit is the same fucking. We're on the same wavelength.
Bar for piece of shit, and I think the reason people respect what he was able to do is because number one, he basically created the conservative talk movement and political talk shows as a whole.
So much divisiveness.
No, hold on. No, look, the creation of Fox News and MSNBC in the exact same year was the cause of the divisiveness. Anyway, what I'm saying is what you have. It's the same thing when it comes to Howard Stern. You don't have to like or think what these people did is great or is something you want to do with your life. But the fact that they were able to do it for so long and be so successful at it is what I think you have to admire, because you don't have to believe or think or wonder or even want to believe that what they were great men of character or anything. But not everybody is able to pull off that level of success in anything that they do.
Bro, Jeffrey Epstein was the fucking ultimate snake oil salesman, and success does not mean you're a good person.
Is Howard Stern Jeffrey Epstein? Or do we like Howard Stern because he's not?
No, I also think Howard Stern's gross, and I don't like his brand of humor. He's
okay, but would you acknowledge he's been great at what he's done?
Everybody wants to like equate controversial like humor.
No, I'm not converting. I'm just creating excellence in an actual job and career field and medium. Like, how many Rush Limbaughs are there? How many Rush Limbaughs were there? Someone with literally 20 million listeners, if not more, for years. Like,
Joe Rogan walked in. Joe Rogan
wouldn't exist without a Rush Limbaugh. That's my point.
Joe Rogan.
There's none of this without someone like Rush coming along or Howard Stern. You don't have to agree with them, but these people pave the way for others to come after them to be able to do what they do.
No, I disagree. I think regardless of whether Stern or Limbaugh had been there, I'm convinced that Joe Rogan would have been as big as he was just because of his background and his.
There's no proof of that, though. We don't have.
No, but I'm saying he came from comedy.
So I know, but he was also he found a great niche because he happened to be very knowledgeable at fighting because he did it, and there was no other one to step in at the time. Yeah, I'm not going to take away. Look, Joe Rogan's I love Joe Rogan. He's a great, unique talent, but people will argue against him for the same reasons they argue against Rush Limbaugh. He says some crazy fucking shit. The dude does drugs on air. Like, I mean, all the fucking little benchmarks of things that we're going to try and hold people account for. We don't do that with Joe Rogan. Why? Because he's not Rush Limbaugh and he doesn't try to be him. Like, that's my thing. Like, if we're gonna cast stones, let's cast them in all directions. I don't want to cast stones at anyone because I know I'm a piece of fucking shit when it comes to certain things. I'm not perfect. I'm by far an infallible individual. I'm just saying I'm not an infallible individual. I don't want to sound right, but I'm just saying we can't do this because of people in the public light that we either like or don't like.
So
Kristina, go for it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
The sober one hasn't talked yet.
Okay. So this might be interesting for Veronika specifically. So I was doing some reading up and watching of Rush, and I came across his appearance on The Breakfast Club, which is a Black-run radio program. And he sought to go on the show so that he could have a dialogue with the hosts, who are very liberal. I don't know if they're
dude's name?
Liberal.
Something Charlemagne the God.
Charlemagne the God,
Yeah.
and they are probably the preeminent Black.
Oh, absolutely.
radio
They're
show.
fucking huge.
And I listened to them, and they've interviewed. I think they interviewed all the Democratic presidential candidates, and so Rush went on their show this last summer during the height of the BLM riots, protests, and Antifa rioting and all that stuff. And he said, "It sickens me what happened to George Floyd." And he said, George Floyd should be charged for first-degree murder. And he said, the police officers standing by should also be charged. And he said, this is not America, and I thought
he's been very clear on a lot of that stuff.
Yeah. And then he pushed back, so the host said, America, there can't be any justice because America is racist and it's a white supremacist. And so Rush pushed back on that and said, well, look at you guys, you're successful if you put yourselves out there, and if you so he is not, I think he's being caricaturized a little bit, but I mean, him as a person and what he personally thinks is a little bit more nuanced. And Eric, like you're saying, there needs to be someone who pushes the envelope, who for everyone else.
For everyone, because it has to.
Exactly. Who leads the way, who pushes the envelope and makes it okay for people to just state their opinions. And my third point is opinions are opinions, but I've known, this is my first swear word, so many shitbags that work in the media. I've worked in the media for a really
I was going to say, someone who's actually in the media. There we go.
Yeah. I've worked in the media for a long fucking time. And I'm not going to, say
There we go. Got an F-bomb.
I know so many shitbags that work in the media. And I don't want to pinpoint anyone because I don't want someone to go back and be like, oh, she worked here, so therefore this person was a shitbag. But there's been producers who worked for a very liberal show that I worked on, who said racist things to my best friend who is Black, really racist things, working for a liberal show, for a liberal network, for a liberal host. And there are so many examples of that. And so would you prefer a shitbag behind the scenes who acts like they're liberal on camera? Or would you like someone who's a good person, according to lots of people?
But that's not an option.
Out there,
I prefer but that's not an option. I prefer accountability across the board, and that's okay to expect from people in general. If I don't give a fuck, I have plenty of fucking liberals that think they're woke and say stupid shit all the time, and I call them the fuck out. Fuck you and your wrong ass dumbass shit.
But they talk about it, right? They talk about it. You don't want the person like the Keith Olbermanns of the world being shitbags in real life and then going out there and being all morally superior. You know?
No, but there's not. But at the same time, just because you're a piece of shit and you have terrible opinions up front and you're out loud about it doesn't make you any better. And
no, it doesn't make you better.
But the thing is, you can't. But my issue with Rush Limbaugh, cool. There were plenty of people who, by the time the George Floyd thing happened, were like, damn, that's fucked up. And he didn't deserve to go out that way, right? It was a fucked up situation. But that doesn't negate the fact that Rush Limbaugh's other famous quote is, again, to a Black female caller, Black people are 12%. I'm paraphrasing Black people, right? It's they're 12% of the population. Who cares about having a greater voice on the issues? Because that's what the caller was talking about. He also said that Barack Obama was, oh my God, he made a ton of comments about Barack Obama, but a veritable rookie whose only chance of winning is that he's Black. He's made so many insensitive at best and racist at worst comments. The dude loved to incite controversy, and that was his shtick. And anybody that has to get fucking famous on low-hanging fruit is garbage.
No, see, that's
and if it's not a shtick and that's actually how he thought,
you can find examples of this with everyone. This is what I'm saying. Like, no one's, I put this out about something probably 1 or 2 weeks ago. Like, no one's ever going to live up to anybody's personal litmus test. We're just not. Like, whatever you want. Veronika, if you didn't know me and you watch this, you'd probably hate me. Ben, same thing. I'm just saying, if we didn't know each other in this format, we probably like could find things to not like about each other. And we may already have them. I'm just saying, in this day and age, we cannot always apply this arbitrary, unattainable standard to anyone because we're never going to meet it. There's too many people from the left, from the right, whoever, that I can find things that I will not like. And I can find today in social media that are amplified to us to not like people. No one pushes social media in a way that's positive for us to find things in common ground that we actually like. That's why I asked, because if you really feel that way about Rush Limbaugh, fine, great. I support you for feeling that way. But my problem with most people who form opinions upon people like Rush or other media celebrities is they never actually spent the time that it takes to listen to them long enough to form their own opinion. I feel like they take enough from others' opinions and try and be like, man, you're right, man, fuck Rush Limbaugh, fuck that dude. And that's what I saw on the internet when he died, because for Rest in Piss to be trending literally moments after he died, it's coming from people who I know never actually listened to the man. And yes, you can probably find things that you don't like that he said, but what I'm talking about from conservatism, that ideology, it is the most successful talk radio medium, or the most successful talk radio platform, I think, in America. But Rush was the only one to put actual thought and substance behind it. Whereas I told you, I cannot stand the Sean Hannitys of the world because it's 15 minutes of dumbed down bullshit that's set on repeat and just repeated for 3 hours. And there's no real substance to it.
No, my issue with Rush is the hypocrisy, bro. That's like, I mean, all jokes aside, Rush at best is a Republican, right? Nobody's going to say he's a rhino. He is a Republican, but he's not a conservative. You don't get to say that somebody who absolutely shit on people that were going through rehab or were drug addicts or anything else while he had a fucking pill popping problem is a conservative. You don't get to sit there and say, hey,
that shows people are flawed. It doesn't matter whether
I don't give a fuck that they're flawed. I applaud people that are flawed and able to admit it. What I can't stand is people who have this like fucking complex where they think that they're better than everybody else. They have an entire segment where they shit on people with the exact same problem that they're suffering from. That's hypocrisy. And it's disgusting.
Okay, that's fair.
Right? Because he's giving people this like platform that makes them think it's okay to think this way, instead of saying, hey, drug and alcohol abuse is a real problem. And this is the kind of treatment that they need in order to get better. So that's my issue with him. Yeah. He didn't use his platform for good. He used it to basically highlight all of his own fucking demons and shit on other people for them. That's a problem. You can't tell me that you're anti-abortion and, you know, polygamy and all this other bullshit and then support Trump. who basically cheated on all of his wives, allegedly paid a woman to have an abortion, who got pregnant with his fucking baby, had several children out of wedlock, and then like just bounced from wife to wife. It's fucking abhorrent. What about that is conservative, right? When we're talking about like Christian conservatism, which is what Rush Limbaugh's entire background was supposedly based on. So it's fucking baffling, right? Because it feels like,
well, I mean, that's why I said, like,
I'm not talking about conservative politics. I'm talking about conservative ideals,
which no one ever lives up to. That's why I would never try and put religion at the forefront of anything I do, because I already know I'm not a perfect individual and I can't live up to any of those standards. I do my best, but I'm never going to be Jesus Christ. I'm just not, because I'm not. I'm a flawed human being. But I think what you're saying, I can understand why people can ascertain some sort of level of contempt for someone who purports to be something that it doesn't seem like they're living up to. Now, we don't know, right? We don't know how these people actually live. We just know what we see in the 3 hours that they're on the radio or the day or whatever it is of these people. And that's why I say, like,
he went to rehab.
I know. And he developed a pill addiction after his spinal surgery a few years prior. Like, that's well documented, and he went through the courts for it. And that's a very documented thing that you're talking about. And I agree. Like, that's a very real pain. And that's a very real issue that many millions of Americans unfortunately go through. Got it.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, I think when people of this magnitude die from whatever side, acknowledge the good that they did, highlight maybe some of the negative as well, because there's a total picture to it, but you got to respect what the individual was able to accomplish, because I'm sorry, 99.9% of all of us are never going to be that successful in our chosen career field. We're just not.
I'm perfectly okay with being like median income and keeping my soul intact.
Yeah, but you're like, you're like the lovable left-wing wacko. You're not middle of the road. Like, people like you for being a left-wing wacko.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
You know why? Because I'm fucking honest. I'm perfectly okay with being a flawed ass fucking human being that's made a ton of mistakes in my life.
You should go check out Veronica's Instagram.
There's a photo of my ass being eaten.
That's a true story. I can confirm.
My mom has seen it. She likes the photo.
I've seen it. Mom, I don't know if mom approved, but it got posted. So
my mom liked the photo. She's seen it twice and she still liked it.
Did she like it and then unlike it and re-like it?
No, she liked it on Facebook Messenger when I sent it to her privately.
Oh, shit.
And on Instagram, she's like, "Oh, you're so stupid." I have no idea what she tolerates me. I'm an embarrassment.
Hey, we all are, I think, at some point. But look, this is what I like, because we got 4 people espousing very different opinions and views, and I'm going to give Ben and Kristina one last crack at this before we get the hell out of here. I didn't mean to take it into like this moral debate, but I like it because it's organic and it's also fueled by bourbon.
I absolutely love it, and I love hearing different opinions, and we imagine
I can't even speak.
No, for the same reason you love Rush, Eric. I mean, I love hearing different viewpoints. I love having friends with different viewpoints.
We managed to get along. All right, go.
Oh my God. That was the word you couldn't find.
God, I went to college multiple times.
What a waste of taxpayer money.
I mean,
thanks, America.
Like you were saying, Veronika, like, I don't get offended by people's viewpoints. I don't get offended by anyone's viewpoints unless they are like super horrific. And maybe I have a different standard of horrific. I mean, whatever. But no, I mean, I feel like opinions don't, really offend me, except there was that one week, like 2 weeks ago, where I think someone was falsely accusing me of holding up a noose during the Capitol riots. But then also my older sister said she couldn't come to my wedding. So it was just this really crap day. But
for the same reason?
Oh God. Oh
no.
Oh my God. I was like, what?
No, it was just a culmination of emotions, I think.
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha.
And I just got so down. But I mean, I get a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot, but I mean, I get a decent amount of hate, and I don't block.
Yeah,
these
much bigger profile than the 3 of us online. Veronika's on her way, though. She's going to be so IG famous one day.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Especially after that photo. So
That's the girl with the shaved head and the ass getting eaten.
So,
Oh my
You know
god.
what? I'm gonna just bring it up. Might as well just bring it
My
up.
poor dumbass boyfriend.
podcast.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. So,
He did this.
Poor that guy.
Poor
I don't wanna-
Joseph.
I was gonna not say his name.
You can
but
see it all
yeah.
over my Insta. It's fine. It's
so anyway, just in closing, I just, I know Rush has said a lot of offensive things, but I support his right to say that. And I support even, like people who really dislike me. Like I wrote a story about someone and his wife keeps.
Oh, Kristina gets some. You guys should get back on Twitter and see the shit that people say to Kristina. It's hilarious. It's the same shit.
The wife is coming after you for
Yes,
what?
the wife's coming after me, and I'm like,
It's hilarious.
she says like, yeah, actually, Eric, you defended me. I think she said something.
It just blows my mind, the shit people say.
She
By
said-
default, it's like I said, 50-50, one way or the other, no matter what.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She was like, Kristina destroys, people's careers or something. And then you were like, okay, what has she done?
Well, damn Thanos.
Yeah, exactly.
Calm the fuck down over there with your fucking.
It's seriously, I'm like, fine. If that's what Kristina's doing, please tell me so I know. I want to know who I'm with every week, because if she's going to destroy careers, please cite some actual examples. Crickets.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like, stop saying these blanket things about people with no evidence or support, because people take it as work. Like, it's not true.
Yep.
So I am not going to block her. I'm not going to say mean things to her. I feel for her. And, I'm just I respect people's right to say whatever they want to, even if it's coming at me. And so I just hope that we have a little bit more of that, in the future.
I'm just saying this, like, there's a great saying throughout history. If you're gonna come at the head of the crown, you better not miss, because Kristina's taken down, folks. I'm just saying. She's got her first vaccine coming up. Like, it's fucking
Damn.
All right. Ben, you want to take us out of here? Anything you want to say to Corey, in case he's still listening?
He's not listening. He's looking at my ass pics right now. So.
Probably. He's like, oh shit, Veronica, I'm gonna keep listening.
And that bitch got a
Just
dog.
reminds me of a great Mark Twain quote about never fight with idiots. They'll take you down to their level and beat you with experience.
That's good. Isn't that also a line? Someone said, like, I mean, I know Jay-Z didn't say it, but I always cite Jay-Z's like, don't argue with fools, because people from a distance can't tell who is who. Same type of thing. But I like yours. Mark Twain. That guy was smart. He wrote a lot of shit out in California, didn't he? Or was that? No, that was Steinbeck. John Steinbeck?
Yes, that was Steinbeck. Like
Steinbeck. All right. Whatever.
Grapes of Wrath and
It might have been in California
Mice and Men, I
at
think.
one point of his life.
Yeah, Mice and Men. And with Mice and Men. Yeah,
That's John Steinbeck.
Okay, well, whatever.
We have
Who was
books in
that?
Mexico. We have books in Mexico, y'all.
Yeah. Are they in English?
Of course.
Okay, good.
Snow Mexico.
I make him read them down there
he
because
was
they stole all the Texas sun, damn it.
Yeah.
Just reading books down there with that free sunlight.
You know what's funny is I think after Veronica figured out her tech issues, it made Ben's mic quality significantly worse.
Oh, okay.
That's
Blame
cool.
me. Why I get blamed for everything?
Uh-oh.
Look,
How Mark Twain see? Damn, I know my shizzle. Can I say that, or is that
There you go.
Is that cultural?
What a
appropriation?
racist.
I appropriated hip hop culture. I'm sorry.
How dare you?
I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
So I actually do have a Mark Twain quote as well.
Oh, damn.
So this is my favorite, and I forgot to say it earlier. Ben and I had actually talked about this in the kitchen before we got on today.
wow.
I've never wished death upon a man, but I've read some obituaries with great pleasure.
That's pretty good. But see, that's another loss. Like, do people still read obituaries? Is that even a thing? Because you'd have to get the newspaper.
Do they still write them?
I don't know.
I have them online every once in a while.
My obituary is gonna be like, dude's dead. The end.
He liked bourbon.
He did. He drank bourbon, but he's also dead now. So there's that.
I hope mine is all in emojis. Just like it just says like this dumb bitch, and it has like a.
It's gonna be the peach, the dude with like the tongue, some utensils, and a guy with
the
black hair.
eggplant.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You know what? I'm gonna
like
I'm
a
gonna
hand, like a
respond. Yeah.
fist, and then like like the water,
Or like the
a mountain.
I'm gonna reply later on your page with the emojis telling the story. That's it.
I want you to. Okay, so my challenge to anybody watching this podcast is to like recap it in emojis.
I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be done, and you guys can try, but you're not as successful as me because my second language is emoji. So I'm just saying. All right. Well, that's it. We're gonna get out of here and probably fucking hang out for a bit and get hammered. I'm sorry, there's no aftertakes or not aftertakes.
Behind the scenes, no VIP
Outtakes.
backstage passes.
Damn, I'm so fucking versed. Yo, my diction is amazing. I'm just saying. All right. Fiction. Yeah, it means I know a lot of words. I just can't access them right now. Whatever. Pompeii's erupting, bro. Let's go. All right. Remember, hey, you may not think like us, but you probably think like one of us. Definitely probably think like Veronika tonight. I'm just saying. We'll probably see you next week unless Veronika's on another ass-eating vacation. Until then, there will be banter.